hey, you want to come a bit closer and have a... Well, that's a bit strange, man, because, you know, I like to prove the opposite, that actually, well, the reason that perhaps you came here to visit me was one of the reasons that and redefining it. I mean, there's that special thing called, what do you call it? Insurance. Did I come back again? I said, nah. You know, I'd rather someone else help me out, you know? Because the place wasn't at all empty. I mean, look at this place. Look at this place. Look at this place. You know? Drain away. Have some kind of receipt when you come out. Write on a piece of paper that you know that you're what do you call it? That you're garbage. Yeah. That you came around here. That you try to prove that there was something written on some documented case of water drain exploration, man. Because diving in toilets is not something I would do unless you know, unless it was a water drain and you know there were like, you know, there was like a crew with, you know, headlamps and stuff. Besides the film directing thing, I don't know. You know, if the loop would be like, you know, come on. Video examinations, you know, going through these tubes into different places, where you started out from, and that you ask me the question, hey man, is this where this started, and you're gonna show me the film and what happened later on, and you're gonna go like up to me in like, you know, stormwater drain problem, right? And you go, here, this is the thing. I was there before. And I'm going, what? And the guy's going, I said, definitely, you know, and kind of, you know, and kind of, break apart, fall down, you know, back to the system, you know, and thing, and that you'd have to prove to the whole universe, like having your own following. Next, you know, next. You want to see the film? Next. You see what I got? Next. When I came through? Next. You know, and I'm here again. Next. You know, and you're watching next. You know, and in some way, that, you know, you'd be like an alien. Next. You want to see the film? Next. You see what I got? Next. When I came through? Next. You know, and I'm here again. Next. You know, and you're watching next. Circuit 2, connect circuit 1, connect circuit 2, keep the customer. Circuit 2, connect circuit 1, connect circuit 2, keep the customers coming, but please, yeah, this is where the point is. Next, chip 1, back to chip 2. Well, because, you know, when you're up there in Tibet, coming over to the camera, I'm going, oh, that's a secret, man. You can't know that. You can't walk it. Come on. You know, what we're saying here is, well, we're talking media here. We're talking film directing. Ouch. We're talking about a life that goes on beyond the realms of, you know. And still wondering, you know, but it's a secret that he's not around here anymore. You know, the guy who, ouch, it's a secret. So I mean, the invoice is, well, it's 3 secrets more, isn't it? Don't come around here, man, saying that, or even keeping it quiet to yourself, pretending you're my friend. When all the time you're supposed to be an actor, you're supposed to come here to me and ask questions. I mean, you got your free time, and I'm using mine. Well, you see, I ain't really using mine. You see, you turn up, sure, it's gone, you know? And I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, yeah, it's gone too. So why am I recording this thing for? I don't know. Maybe because, the screen isn't there anymore when I'm watching it. When it's somewhere out there, someone looking. And I'm saying it's still going to go on, man. It's going to keep on, like. So, I was thinking, just keep them bones coming in here, and I'll keep doing it for you, I'll get rid of them, you know, um, as far as I'm concerned, you step in here, just don't do it again, I mean, you got a mistake in your head, I'll still be doing it for you, don't worry. I was thinking, right, death, you're waiting for it, something to happen to show, prove you can, you can. But when it happens, you get more stuff to do, and you're doing the same thing. Huh? I was watching this guy, and I said, look, have a bone. So I looked at it, and he started chewing at it, and he's like biting. Tries on a little bit on the side, He's kind of licking it around, getting the last bits. It's about this much short, and I was thinking, I could do the same thing. So I was like biting on it, chewing on it. There's just very little left. Nevertheless, I kind of thought I'd drop the case because we were sitting there in front of the table with these two bits of bone on our plates, looking at each other with fork and knife, and we're going, well, here's to the future, I said to my friend, and he said, I said to my friend, and he said, yeah, mate, looks like it's going to be a good year. And I thought, if the whole world was like that, we have people actually going to the moon for, eat out, how much better the world would be. The second consideration, I was kind of I was wondering about this bone story, So like me and my friend, we did this kind of ceremony again. We started eating bones, The pieces, exactly, There's some left, so, I told him, hey man, you gotta like, sew them all together into this kind of necklace. You can put it around your leg, and just going, sure, yeah, that'd be great, man. It look good too, we can like, start collecting all these bits and pieces of, stuff, and kind of, throwing curses at each other and wondering why no one figured it out before, So like, figure this, or imagine it. It's the end of, let's see, 200,000 BC, and the great change has occurred. Like Indians are getting together with Aborigines and all these, different. They all decide suddenly to throw all their like bone into this big, giant kind of, depression in the ground, and deciding once and for all that it's over and done with. I mean, Now, what happens is this great wind starts to grow, gathers strength as it starts to rumble in the background, and suddenly just this flow of this super kind of, this kind of power that just drives through everything. It's called the bone wind. It's actually still with us 200,000 years later on. If it's possible, I don't know. Animal ceremonies that no longer hold fast. Times of memory. Why to forget? The stories of the rock that followed thousands later on, not as strong, but the wind does have its own tale, and he who sows, she should be able to envision it, to see the future in the wind. On his own deathbed, perhaps a sermon to the bone, on scared deathless from seeing into the future that blows in your way. Why offer the bone to new life? Why not forget it? Live easy,